Hey guys, Jason. And I normally do these every once in a while when people ask, and this is a public service announcement. Again, this is a public service announcement for the cryptocurrency kind of community. I got emailed by a few people telling me that a lot of people have not been switching over to the new Litecoin client, and it's a mandatory update. And so they asked me if I'd come kind of do a video. They know I have about 2,000 subscribers to kind of get the word out there that you need to be updating your Litecoin client. Now, I took the information right from their forum post because I want to tell you guys why you should. First of all, it's a mandatory update, so you kind of should because it's mandatory, and to be able to send coins, you kind of have to. But I just want to kind of go through. It's a security update, and we know in the cryptocurrency world that security is really key. Be that if you're a privacy advocate or if you're just scared about your coins getting stolen, because we've heard stories of that happening before. One of the big things about when you're holding a wallet on your computer is there's so many security vulnerabilities. Windows vulnerabilities, we have, Firefox or Chrome vulnerabilities that come out almost, it seems like every couple of months. We have vulnerabilities with, when you download something. I mean, it seems like if your computer is internet-based and it's connected and you have your wallet on that computer, it's susceptible to getting stolen. You have keyloggers that are out there and all this stuff. And so whenever I get a security update, I keep all my coins offline, and I have a kind of very procedural way that I send coins. I'm probably paranoid way too much about it. So, but I know a lot of people out there, and I did this. I talk about, I'm the president of Foreign Coin Foundation. I did this with Foreign Coin. I was mining so many different coins. I had a whole mining set up in one of my back rooms about a year and a half ago, and Foreign Coin did a hard fork, and I didn't notice for about a week. And so I was mining coins on the old fork or the old original chain, and I basically lost a week's worth of mining for Foreign Coin. Now, in the broad scheme of things, not that big a deal, but it's always really good to make sure you watch for these important updates. So I was asked by a couple of people that emailed me and said, hey Jason, people aren't updating like they should. We just kind of want to make sure everybody knows about this. So it is a security update, and I can go down and kind of tell you guys about this. I really try to be careful when I go through these updates because I did a couple of videos way back when, and it got very technical. And some people said, hey, lay it off. We're just kind of, we don't need all the technical details. If we need that, we'll go to the forum post. So I'll try to keep it easy. It is a security update for version 0.10, which is version 0.10. I'm trying to think. I highlighted some stuff here, but I'm trying to keep it simple for you guys. Really, it's a security update with how OpenSSL works. And I could explain that, but I don't think it's going to really warrant, an explanation. If you want to learn more, the information's out there. With when you shut down the client, there's issues. And so this new version is version 10.2.2. And, adds this is the one thing I really want to talk about. It adds for what they call network alerts. Now, this isn't a security thing. We have security protocols that are being updated with this new version. But the big thing is this network alerts. And if you ever heard of Bitcoin, and I did a whole video on this, we have an alert system out. Now, only 3 people have ever had the access code to that. One's Satoshi, one's Anderson, and there's one other person, but it's kind of been debated whether he still has his key or not, whether he destroyed it. So we'll just stay those two. Basically, if something critical was to happen, say we found there was a huge issue, security flaw in Bitcoin, and it was going to ruin Bitcoin. They can send out a network message that when you open up the client, in big red text on the Bitcoin client, it says emergency update, or whatever they want to say, they can send that out. Now, you can understand why very few people have that access, because obviously it could be abused, and, rightly so, we keep limited access. We've only ever used it once, and that was when the critical update had to come out. But it is very important. It's kind of cool. I'm surprised Litecoin didn't have it before, but now they're implementing it. Libri, SSL, more security stuff. GPG signing process. Now, I don't want to get too technical in this either, but GPG is basically general protection. I could explain it in more detail, but I don't want to confuse people. It's basically encryption protection, and it's how the whole protocol works. Really what it's doing is how it verifies binaries and works with the SIG stuff. I'm trying to think of how to explain that better. That's pretty much, it's just an update to it. It affects Mac OS, Linux, and Windows 32 binaries. And that's really it. It was a security update more so for the GPG signing process. They had some major bug fixes with signing and verifying messages and stuff. I try to keep this simple just because if I get too complex, I lose people, and then the video has no purpose. So, I'm going to review, but it's basically a security update. It's a mandatory security update, so you want to make sure you do it. There's been some stuff like the network, addressing information coming out so that very few people in Litecoin can update the community if there's an urgent message that needs to be sent out. Normally, though, the forums are good enough for that, but kind of helps to have that backup setup, inside the client itself. I've always talked about how it could be abused, but it hasn't, and it hasn't with Bitcoin. It's a great advantage. A lot of coins have it. But that GPG is really the big security thing that I think a lot of people are worried about. This is an update that was pushed, and that's why I was kind of hesitant to do this video, but it was pushed on June 28th, 2015. So it's been about a month now, but the fact that some people still aren't updating, it's kind of scary. I know the pools have them updated. They kind of have to be mining, but it's just one of those where, with security, you always want to protect your coins. And so I'm kind of doing this as a public service announcement for you guys to kind of just update that we really need to be checking and making sure if you have a Litecoin client on your computer that it's updated, it's secure, and that your coins are secure. Because, I've had tons of people email me, they've had their coins stolen, they've had stuff stolen. And it's, sadly enough, in a very technical thing like Bitcoin, there are, with things like the GUI getting improved and, just the interface for the average user, the security, starts to catch up, but, the average user sometimes can kind of get abused. And that's why pushing out these, security updates is so important. So if you guys haven't updated already, I hope you have, but you haven't, please go out and update. Again, this is just a public service announcement. Thanks for watching, guys.